Come on, let's go. Yes. The guy, the bad guy, the good guy is in the building. I'm talking about the Don in the building. How you all doing, people? This is Intercontinental Sport TV. Back with another video this morning. This day, this afternoon, this evening, this night. I tell you, we're already here at the ISTV studio. What are you people doing? Yeah, it is what it is. I tell you, on this channel, when it rains, it pours. It pours heavily. It's going to be massive today. Let's go into this, people. Oh my goodness. We are ready tonight. It's all about EPL. It's all about La Liga today. People, smash the like on the video. Let's get this straight. I tell you, African top 10 players this week. We're going to talk about the 10 players that made it count this past week. It's going to be heavy. And I can tell you, we're going to talk about the transfer window. That club, they call them the hijackers. I'm talking about Chelsea. Chelsea, what are you doing? Signing all players. Joao Felix is gone. Oh my goodness. And also, we're going to talk about this player. Gareth Bale retires. Oh my goodness, Gareth Bale, my best player of all time for me. I don't care. I love Gareth Bale. Also, Joao Felix is gone. Joao Felix is gone to Chelsea on loan. What are you doing? Get it straight. Spadilak on the video. Let's get into this. The topic for today. I have in the studio. It's not me here alone. Okwe Adebari, all the way from UK, is ready. Okwe is ready. Okwe is ready. Okwe is ready. Let me tell you, Okwe, what's going on, bro? Are you ready?
Yeah, the Dawn. I'm live here in the studio and I'm so happy to be here on this fantastic Monday. I'm raring to go, so let's kick it.
All right, I tell you, we are ready. People smash the like on the video. What are you waiting for? Massive day. Where we start from? Let me tell you, let's start from EPL. EPL is smoking right now. Some players, some clubs are in the mud right now. I'm talking about that blue side. Okay, can you laugh at them a little bit? Chelsea, what's going on, people? All right. Chelsea, let's quickly look at these people. They're standing so far. Look at that. Arsenal. Okay, it's an Arsenal fan. He's happy. He's ready. He's feeling the dream. Can Arsenal win it? Can Arsenal win it? Okay, can they win it? Talk to me, okay. Can you guys win this? Are you going to massive get into this number
Anything
one
is
spot?
possible to be done. If you
tell
believe,
me.
you can achieve. Anything is possible.
Anything is possible. I swear that anything possible. Look at that, 44 points after 17 games played. One game in hand already. Man City also has 39 points, 5 points clear. Also Newcastle sharing the same points with Manchester United. Sundown Sport coming up. I tell you, 33 points. Liverpool in the board. I don't care. I don't like Liverpool. They are number 6 at the moment. But look at that. Number 10. Oh my goodness. Number 10. That Chelsea. And I tell you, this club, this Graham Potter, under pressure, I tell you. Right now, let's look at what the game so far. The results. Brentford beating Liverpool 3-1. January 2nd, and also Arsenal dropping points, 2 points. We already spoke about it on Friday, but at the end, Brighton looking pretty well as well too, beating Everton 4-1. Can you imagine Fulham doing something trick? Mitrovic, Manchester you go for this player. I tell you, I'm not sure we can sign that player in January. Can Arsenal go for Mitrovic? What do you think of transfer window now?
Now, it doesn't make sense for Arsenal to go for Mitrovic because we do have a top striker in Gabriel Jesus. He's just going to be out for a while, but obviously he'll be back before the season ends, hopefully before the end of March. And so far so good. Edin Ketia has been on top of his game. Aside the last match against Newcastle, he had scored 11 goals in 11 starts. That's a brilliant start for the 23-year-old striker, and I'm pleased with that. Nevertheless, we do have Gabriel Martinelli who can play down the middle also. And then look, if Arsenal is going into the transfer market to go for a forward, certainly cannot be Mitrovic, because Mitrovic does not fit the style of play that Arsenal has adapted to under Arteta.
Yeah.
That's why there were rumors that Arsenal were also in the market for Joao Felix, someone who can easily play in the false nine position for Arsenal under Arteta.
Why? At the end of the day, it looked like this guy's already in blue jersey.
I mean, there's a verbal agreement between the two clubs talking about Atletico Madrid and Chelsea, but that doesn't mean the deal is 100% done. The player needs to agree to it. The player needs to be interested in also going to the club on loan, and then finances need to be discussed as well. The good thing is that in terms of finances, know that Chelsea would have no issue with that. It's just all about negotiating the right price. So I would say maybe the deal, you can say maybe the deal is 50% done, but then there's a huge chunk of another 50% yet to be done.
With that being said, you notice I said we're going to talk about Chelsea. Let's start talking about them. Do you think it's a good signing for Chelsea? I mean, consider the fact they're all signing all players at the moment. What's going on with that club? No structure yet for me. I mean,
it makes no sense. It makes no sense to me, and I think it just further buttresses the point that Todd Boehly doesn't know so much about European football and how it works, because they've already signed David Datro Fofana, who we saw come up from the bench during the weekend against Manchester City. He's a young lad. He's not going to hit the ground running, obviously. They've got Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang still there, although he's shooting blanks and he just looks like he doesn't want to be in a Chelsea shirt. Mm-hmm. And then as well, sadly, they have Armando Broja, who got, a sad injury. I think he broke his Achilles and he'll be out till the end of the season. So it's a difficult thing for Chelsea, because why bring in Joao Felix? Joao Felix is someone who likes to play off from the left-hand side.
Absolutely.
We know he's capable of playing as a false nine, but majorly he's a forward. That's Joao Felix for you. So how does he come into the team? How does he fit in? Currently, the best Chelsea setup we've seen so far is a 4-2-3-1. After Graham Potter tried different formations. So you already have someone like Kai Havertz in the team. These players have a similar profile. So what sense does it make to bring in Joao Felix? Except maybe the manager is going to try and change the system and play with two strikers up front. Maybe go back to a 3 at the back and play with two strikers up front. But it doesn't make sense right now, because the Chelsea team is currently battered with injuries. Absolutely. They just need one more player to complete a quality starting 11 with the amount of injuries they have. It is absolutely, it's a disaster. It's a disaster for Chelsea. So things are not going well on the pitch. Off the pitch, it seems just to be semantics and child's play. That's what it seems like. It's quite sad, to be honest. And I think this is the worst position I've ever seen Chelsea since they got rejuvenated under Roman Abramovich.
Yeah, absolutely. Joining us right now is Prof. Prof is a Chelsea fan, as you all know, and he's going to shed more light into what is going on in their club. Prof, can you hear me? What's going on, bro?
Yeah, I can hear you loud and clear. Good evening, everybody.
Welcome, bro.
From Nigeria. Yeah, thank you.
All right. At the moment, you can see the screen. Don't deal. Joao Felix again. Joao Felix right there. Yeah. What's your take on this?
It looks as if we're just scrambling for answers. We're looking we're looking probably anywhere we can now, just for solutions to the elephant in the room. At Chelsea right now is a disaster. What's happening at the club? The performances are not right. There's questions about the manager, questions about the players as well. Are they putting in their all? Are they giving in? They don't know what it takes to play for this football club. Some of those players and everything. So it's a bit of a lot of problems going on at the moment. This is a signing that I think might be useful. It's not the solution, it's not the problem, because we need an actual goal scorer to watch the few games Chelsea have played this last few weeks. The problem is we don't even have, we're toothless going forward. We don't know where the goals are going to come from. We're not creating nothing. Mason Mount, the creators are absent on the pitch. Akim Ziyech, after a good World Cup, cannot seem to put on the same shift in the Chelsea shirt. So it's a serious problem. But I mean, like I said the previous day, it's expected for me. I didn't know it was going to be this bad. I think the injuries made it worse. But for me, I think it's expected that we won't be at the forefront because there's so many changes in the football club, right from the hierarchy to the players. So there's a lot of changes, and you cannot do that in professional football in a very difficult league like the Premier League and the English football, and not expect things like this to happen. So we'll get it right at some point. I'm very sure we will. But for now, it's and concerning the manager, like I said, there's serious questions over him. He keeps playing some players out of position. He played Gallagher on the right wing back at some point. He hasn't settled down on his formation. Oh, he has been unlucky with injuries, but yet, you have to show some passion, show some fight. The players, they have to get into the players. I don't think the players maybe they don't listen to him as much or they don't respect him, or his ideas, his football ideas are not clear enough to them because they seem not to know what they are doing on the pitch.
All right. Actually, somebody said it's not yet a done deal. Kunle, I welcome you to the show. What's going on, bro? He said it's not a done deal yet. That's the message.
It's not a done deal, but we're in advanced talks. It's a deal that should be sealed in the next 24 to 48 hours.
Oh, fantastic.
But it's not a done deal yet. Yeah.
All right, Kunle, welcome to the show. Can you hear me, please?
Yes, I can. Good evening, Don. And good
all
evening.
Right, Kunle, like play. I want you to talk about this Graham Potter. Do you think it's a massive? Do you think it's comfortable at Chelsea, managing Chelsea? To you, Kunle, what's your take on this?
I think everyone is rushing Potter, okay?
Yeah.
And
because Chelsea, no time.
There's nothing like wait. There's nothing like no.
There's no time when you're in Chelsea. No time.
Forget that. No. Forget that one, Prof. Look, I think that is where the problem with Chelsea is. I think they are still wrapped around the Roman Abramovich era, and you try to realize that the Roman Abramovich era is gone. Okay, it's gone. This is a new era. I mean, come on. This guy was giving a 5 or 6 year contract. So it actually means that he's here for the foreseeable future. Even if the results are bad. Now, this is the thing, and I feel some people are already coming saying, "Oh, Chelsea are signing too many players and all." But you can see that the players Chelsea are signing are very young players. So it is very clear that there is actually a footprint. Many of the players who are currently in the squad, I am sure by the summer, will be exiting because maybe a couple of them are probably going to be having their contracts maybe up in the summer, or maybe it's going to be up next year. So they are going to cash in on them in the summer. So I feel they are actually rushing this guy. Okay, I mean, then people would come, oh, Brighton, he's not this. They will now come and bring Thomas Tuchel. And I say something about Thomas Tuchel, that even Thomas Tuchel himself struggled with this Chelsea team. The fact that Thomas Tuchel won the Champions League, I tell people that, look, the Champions League is like a lottery. He came in during the knockout phase, right? That was when he took over. It was kind of reminiscent of Roberto Di Matteo, and he came in and won. But what was Di Matteo's fate after? He didn't even stay. So, because Thomas Tuchel came and it looked like everything was okay and all, but you saw, especially in the Premier League, Chelsea struggled under Tuchel. You understand? So there is actually a need for a rebuild in the team, and I think their fans and other people should actually try to relax. Don't, and I keep saying it, stop looking at people like Liverpool or Manchester City. Even Liverpool did not have success immediately. It took Jurgen Klopp until his third or fourth season before the trophies and all were coming in. And I think that's the same thing with Potter. There is a plan, but it's just clear that I think there are certain players who do not fit into Potter's, maybe who don't fit into Potter's plans. But there's nothing he can do until they go. It's gradual. It's the same thing too with what Erik ten Hag is doing at Manchester United. He has to make do with what he has. Yes, the results are coming, but if the results were not coming either, he just has to make do with what he has, whatever it is. So I feel they are just being hard on Potter for no apparent reason. Okay, maybe from next season when all the players are settled in, the new players have come in, or maybe in 2 seasons time, maybe that's where we can actually start giving an assessment that, okay, we've given Potter so amount and see where we are. But this is just his first season. Come on, he hasn't even used up to 6 months, and all of you already are shouting out. Come on. Give the man.
The problem with Graham Potter is the fact that he has no credit in the bank. Okay, so when you're a young manager like that, who hasn't won, hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, absolutely.
Who hasn't won trophies? You're not an elite manager yet. He's not an A star manager. Okay, so but going by that, what you cannot afford to do is you can't have too many losses. The way Chelsea are racking them up at the moment, and it's not just the loss; it's the way we lose the games. We took less for the 90 minutes yesterday, and so the fans cannot afford to watch their team like that, playing shambolically like that. So for that reason, because he's not an elite manager, then he has to. The fans will turn on him. It's not a matter of Potter time or not. They know that he has not proven himself. He hasn't won trophies. So what's the proof that that he can handle this club? So that's why all the fans are on his back, and they were singing Thomas Tuchel's name yesterday in the stadium, because that's somebody who came in and in 6 months immediately changed the football on the club and won trophies. Qualified us for so many finals. So he has to get results fast. If not, I think he's going to find the back door. Because Chelsea what will happen is it's going to create a toxic atmosphere at the club, at the stadium, and that's not good for the brand. It's not good for Chelsea at all.
Yes,
but Prof, it seems you also forget that Chelsea is under new ownership. That is another factor.
I said that. I did say that earlier when I came in.
So that also factors in. Okay, that factors in. So this case of Potter is not he's not an elite manager. Okay, so what if an elite manager came in now and he was probably getting a much more worse result than Potter? It could happen. There are no guarantees.
It could happen as well. Yeah.
Exactly. The job of a coach, trust me, is extremely extremely difficult, especially when you are when you're in the Premier League. But like I said, it is clear Chelsea are looking long term. They are not looking short term. So that's why they went for this man. So I believe even if the worst comes to the worst, right? And I think that is why they are making some of these acquisitions in this January, so that even as bad as it be, it's not going to be a situation of Chelsea missed out on, say, maybe Chelsea finish in the bottom half. As bad as it be, at least Chelsea shall go for an will qualify for the European. Will qualify in the European places, even if top 4 is not guaranteed. So that's why I feel maybe the likes of João Felix are going in, so that some of those things that are not working, try to find some temporary solutions or something to it. So let's give it time, man. Let's give it time. Okay, at least let the January transfer window even be over first. Let's see those players who have come in. This guy from Monaco, what's his name, was on the bench against City. You understand?
What's his name?
Yeah. So we've not seen him yet. I mean, he could play maybe in the next match, and also, I mean, there's still a lot. I still feel there's still a lot that we've not seen. So it's really still too early to just start jumping into conclusion that this.
No, you're right. You're right. You have a point. Let's give him time. Let some of the injured players come in, the new players start playing, and let's take it from there and see. We'll have more idea about what kind of manager he is.
Exactly.
All right, guys, I want to switch into this man, and I'm going to start with Okwe. This guy says it's done. And after careful thought, consideration, I announced my immediate retirement from club and international football. I'm talking about Gareth Bale there. Okwe, this guy says it's done. What can you say about this guy? Gareth Bale retires after 5 Champions League winner.
Yeah, it makes sense. It makes sense for him to retire now, because obviously he's demotivated. That's just the truth. And I've been questioning his motivation ever since. He basically, after Wales qualified for the Euros, and then he was waving a flag which said Wales, Golf, Madrid, in that order. you know, him falling out with Zidane,
Really
and
brutal.
obviously the hierarchy at Madrid was a problem for him. But you know,
Yeah.
he really wanted to do something special with Wales. They did do something special at the 2016 Euros. They were not able to go so far at the 2018 World Cup, but then he stuck with them, and he was ever present for them when they needed him the most. And they had, should I say, an average 2022 World Cup at Qatar, and really that's not his fault because he cannot do it all on his own every single time. So I give him his kudos. Despite being plagued by career-threatening injuries, I think Gareth Bale always rose to the occasion. Maybe he didn't always come back stronger, but you see that quality was not missing. This is someone who first of all was told when he was in the under-9 team, he was told that he was too skinny to make it. He rose through the ranks at Southampton, went to Spurs. He transitioned from a left back to a left-sided midfielder to a left winger and then a forward. So I saw the progress in terms of playing styles. This is someone who contributed immensely to every team he was a part of in terms of assists and goals. If we talk about his time at Real Madrid, Gareth Bale is a Real Madrid legend. There is absolutely no doubt about that. He scored some very important goals for them. First of all, was that equalizer in the Copa del Rey against Barcelona. Fantastic run. The run from the halfway line. Mark Bartra eating grass. That was a fantastic goal. And then that equalizer in the 2014 Champions League final against Atletico Madrid. That header, that was what took it to extra time, because Atletico Madrid were leading for a good part of the game. He scored that fantastic header, took them to extra time. The rest is history. I mean, Gareth Bale at Real Madrid, he won more trophies than Zinedine Zidane, more assists than David Beckham, more goals than Ronaldo de Lima. What else do you want from him? And I think I dare to say that Gareth Bale is the greatest export from English football till date.
Yes. Kunle, do you want to say something about Gareth Bale? Calling it quits at the moment. He says he retires.
I agree with much of what Okpe said. I feel it's not the motivation that made him end his career. I think Gareth Bale has gotten to I think he has a point where these injuries have weighed in on him, and
I tell you,
he's just not going to be at that. He's not just going to maintain that level of fitness that you expect from him, because let's not forget that he moved to LAFC this summer from Real Madrid just to get himself fit ahead of the World Cup. And even though LAFC won the MLS Cup, I remember he scored the equalizing goal in extra time. Yes, 3-3. But if you look at his time at LAFC, he was spending more time on the bench than he started, and you will be like, and he was the star player of the team, was on the bench. So when I saw him consistently on the bench at LAFC, I said, this guy's career is done, man. Like, I mean, if you can go to a place like Major League Soccer that is not that competitive, and you can break into Giorgio Chiellini, who has had his own fair share of injuries at Juventus, he came into LAFC and he was playing games. But for Gareth Bale not to, it tells you that his fitness issues were. So I guess it's a case of, he can't carry on, because even if he plays, he probably has to play with caution. He's going to probably be one slight pain away from injury or something. So maybe it is just the best for him to retire, because I think the injuries really, really weighed in on him. And I think, like Okpe said, I believe it's also because of those injuries. That is why maybe Gareth Bale wouldn't be that celebrated, because like he rightly said, he has many more titles, and he said he's something like has more goals than Ronaldo de Lima, if I'm correct, I know. That is actually surprising. But that actually goes to tell you that for Gareth Bale not to be up there in the conversation, it tells you that something was wrong somewhere, and definitely it was those injuries and then maybe those attitude issues that he had where he was at Madrid. Because I remember Madrid, they didn't really like him, and I think that was down to the fact that He couldn't speak. He deliberately didn't want to learn Spanish.
At all.
Sorry, Kunle, but you know the funny thing? At AFC, all his teammates said he speaks Spanish to them. It's so funny. They always say that he doesn't want to communicate in English. He speaks Spanish to every one of them. For real?
Honestly, he spoke Spanish at LAFC. Are you for real?
I got that.
Beef. That means there was real beef at Madrid then. I wasn't aware of that. So he could speak Spanish all along.
I can't believe it.
As in, I'm not joking. Like, the Spanish press do not see. If you want to be the enemy of the Spanish press, just don't. The moment if you don't make efforts to want to learn Spanish, especially if you are from England, the Spanish are not going to like you. They will not like you at all. So, man, Gareth Bale gets his own problem with that too. If he speaks Spanish, so I guess it's good for him, because where does he want to go to now? Where we could say his career would really, the Premier League would be too much for him. He couldn't settle in LAFC. So I think it's the best for him, really. And
I think at some point he came to sports again now.
Yes. And if you remember, and I remember then he was sporadically used under Mourinho. Even though I know he had some moments. He had some of his moments that some people were like, Bill should get back, Mourinho should use him and all. But you can't use Gareth Bale you don't get Gareth. I think Gareth Bale's situation kind of reminds me of Jack Wilshere. Anyway, because look at it, Jack Wilshere would have been 30 years this year, would have been 30 years old, or 31 this year, sorry. But look at him having to end his career simply because so injury.
Now, go tell us much about Jack Wilshere now.
With Jack Wilshere, it was just sad that he was utilized so much when he was younger. And I'm glad that Arteta learns from that and is not going to make the same mistake with the likes of Saka and co. That's why Arsenal are trying to sign other quality players and other established players, because for a player who is developing, you can't play him so much.
Wait. Saka has been playing.
Because Saka has been playing almost games.
I'm not saying Saka has not been playing. I am just saying that going forward, you're not going to see Saka playing when he doesn't need to play. That's why Arsenal are trying to sign other positive forwards. I mean, so far so good. We've seen that Arsenal cannot do without Saka and Martinelli if they're not in the squad. That's why they still play Europa League games and whatnot. But I'm saying going forward, with what I see the club trying to do in the transfer window, they want to change that.
But you're not signing anybody yet, though.
Obviously, I'm just saying that. But the intention is there. The intention is there. Because under Wenger, things were totally different. The club was not in the best place financially, and they had to make do with what they had. Hence why Wilshere, at the age of 19-20, was playing 30-40 games back-to-back and was always rushed back from injury because he was one of the best players that Arsenal had at that time. That combination of Alexander Song, Fabregas, and Wilshere was one of the best. Massive. Obviously, they learned from that. And Wilshere was never really the same after those consistent injuries.
Let's going forward. Let's look at La Liga.
Back to my question. Pedri.
Which question is that?
I was going to ask for Pedri at the moment is playing every game.
For La Liga.
And I don't think people can say it. Yes, for the country and both the country and his club, a lot of games. There was a time Pedri played for the under-21s, I think, and still went to play for the
I remember the year. He played at the
Euros. The amount of...
He played at the Olympics. He played basically
at the
Olympics.
Pedri too had his own injury. Had his own injury share.
True. But then again, as the years have progressed, we've seen advancements in the medical teams. Medical teams know how to treat players better. After Wilshere's first major injury, there was a change in the medical team for Arsenal, and that team was able to nurse Robin Van Persie back to tip-top form. Because of that medical team, Van Persie was able to get back into fantastic form, much better than he was before, and the rest is history. So we've seen improvement on that. Obviously, mistakes have to happen, and then you learn from mistakes, and then you go on. Some players are able to recover, some are not. It was just rather unfortunate for Jack Wilshere.
Yes, going forward to La Liga, Barcelona sitting pretty well after 16 games so far. They're 41 points, followed by Real Madrid 38 points, Real Sociedad 32, and Real Betis 28. I think at this moment, the result yesterday was Barcelona defeated Atletico 1-0, and Sevilla beating Getafe 2-1, and Real Betis 2-1 to Vallecano, and Almeria losing to Real Sociedad. I think at this moment, what do you guys think of Barcelona? It seems they are going away with this. Okay.
Well, I would say they are going away with it.
Yeah. Are you sure?
It's very hard to say that because
41 points. That's 5 points.
Yeah, but I mean the point difference is not so much. And to be honest, Real Madrid did slip up after losing to Villarreal. If Madrid had won that game, they would. I believe they will be level on points still. They will be level on points. And when it comes to La Liga, never say never till the last day of the season. In La Liga in recent years, we've seen so many times where the league has been won on the last day of the season or a couple of games till the end. It seems like Atletico Madrid is out of the equation, Valencia is out of the equation, Sevilla is out of the equation, and it's just going to be Real Madrid and Barcelona this season. However, look, injuries do come in, drop of form comes in, a lot of things can affect the team, So far so good. Good for Barcelona for taking advantage of the Real Madrid loss. But let's see how it goes throughout the course of the season.
All right, Kunle, you want to say something about this league, La Liga?
No, I just wanted to comment on Atletico Madrid and Barcelona that was played yesterday. What a tense game it was.
Very.
So I don't know if you saw towards the ending where Ferran Torres and and who was the other? It made me remember that in this sport, ice hockey, they are actually allowed to fight. And I was just thinking that imagine where you give moments where players can fight if they want, because it was so funny. Like,
what's the name of the guy? The defender, Savio or something?
This
Savage?
Yes, Stefan Savage and
Stefan Savage.
Like real fights. And the was just looking
like they were giving themselves this they were slamming each other like carry. It was hilarious. But that's what happens when Atletico Madrid plays Real Madrid or Barcelona. Diego Simeone has built monsters out of these players, they're beasts. So it's always going to be highly charged. Tackles were flying everywhere. They were just kicking it was a very, very rough match. But a good win for Barcelona because 3 points is all that matters and it's there. So, but like Okwe said, it's still too tough to call. It's just 3 points. Barcelona might blank in their next game. Who knows? Real Madrid get the win. Who knows? So it's still all to play for.
All right, let's move straight to the African top 10 African players for this week. I think Kunle, you're going to lead us in most of this. The countdown is compiled by Kunle himself. For this week, ISTV has brought out
before we talk about.
All right, Prof, you want to say something? Go ahead, please.
Yeah, I was going to make a mention about the game yesterday, the Milan versus Roma game. It was a very, very
Serie A
game. Milan were leading the game. The Serie A, yes. Can you hear me? Am I clear?
Yeah. I can hear you. Go ahead.
Oh, I don't think I'm clear enough.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Hello? Oh, no, I'm not clear enough.
All right, guys. Let's go straight into this. Kunle, our top 10 for this week goes to this guy. It's massive. Mohamed Salah making it the number 10 for this week. Scored a goal in Liverpool. 2-2. Do you think I was thinking at that time Wolves were robbed? It
is more than robbery.
It's more
than robbery. Honestly, it felt like a deep.
They robbed. I don't know what kind of officiating is that.
Hey, they said the camera. They said the camera that one angle was not.
Can we accept that from the English? FA? Can we accept that? Because this FA always wants to claim to be the best of the best, creme de la creme. how would you
They are
say
jokers.
that the VAR, that the cameras
No,
were not
no.
active to review the VAR? Honestly, this sometimes wants to speak to facts and allegations by other managers that would say that sometimes Liverpool gets preferential treatment. Honestly, because if things like this continue happening, it will be very, very hard for you not to listen to claims that certain big boys get preferential treatment, because it made no sense whatsoever. When the cross was coming in from Aït-Nouri, the young player who put the ball at the back of the net was not in an offside
position.
And then the ball even hit, the ball was cleared by a Liverpool defender. I can't remember who it was, before it was put back in sight of goal. So it made no sense for that goal to be ruled out as offside. I wonder what the linesmen were doing. What were they looking at? They were not focused. I mean, it's an embarrassment.
Very, very embarrassing. And that's why I said Salah is number 10, scored a goal in Liverpool's 2-2 FA third round draw with Wolves Wanderers. And number 9 for this week goes to these guys, Said Benrahma. Kunle, over to you.
Benrahma has been he's been on a good run of form lately. He's been involved with the West Ham team, although it's just rather unfortunate that West Ham are not really playing that well. But I think before the FA Cup, before this FA Cup game, they got a result. No. Brentford beat them in the Premier League. Yeah, and Benrahma is like a former player from Brentford. That was where he came from. So, scoring against his former side is a big one. And I think this win against Brentford is something that West Ham really need, because David Moyes is under a lot of pressure. And hopefully, Benrahma will be a difference in a possible resurgence, because the guy is very talented and he is very skilled. So, good to see that he's scoring against his former side.
All right, thank you so much. Goes to number 8, our main man from another mother. I'm talking about Kelechi Iheanacho. Scored in Leicester City 1-0 FA third round win over Gillingham. Gillingham. Because of when you get UK now, pronounce this thing for me, I beg.
It's
all right.
Gillingham.
So, okay, what do you think? Do you watch the game?
Yes, I did, and it was a very important goal. It was an important goal for Kelechi Iheanacho. He has had a very difficult season. Despite Leicester City generally having a bad season, he himself has been having a terrible season. He has not been able to cement a starting position, talk less of making an impact from the bench in the Premier League. But we know about the magic of the FA Cup and the relationship with Kelechi Iheanacho. He has increased his goal tally as the highest goal scorer by an African in the FA Cup, and even generally in the FA Cup, he has surpassed Didier Drogba in his goal tally in the FA Cup. So we expect more from him in the FA Cup. Hopefully, he can play more games and get back into good form. It was for his confidence and form. It was good that he was able to get a goal.
All right, let's move forward to this. My main guy. I love this guy. His name is Victor Osimhen. Ijaya one. No, Kunle, what's the slogan this guy?
Ijaya Olushos.
Kunle, do you remember the slogan? It says, Kinekon is Sonu or something.
Pundit is Sonu. He was taking a jibe at Victor Ekpeba.
Yeah, Victor Ekpeba.
Victor Ekpeba, that's Pundit is Sonu.
All right, over to you, Kunle. Scored a goal. Victor Osimhen scoring a goal in Napoli 2-0 Serie A win over Sampdoria. Over to you, Kunle.
Yeah, Napoli before this match, their unbeaten start to the season was ended by Inter Milan in midweek. They lost 1-0, and Napoli are gunning to win the Serie A for the first time since I think it's in 1990, when Diego Maradona was at the heart of Napoli that time. And Osimhen has been phenomenal for Napoli this season. I mean, he now has 10 Serie A goals, which means, and I think he equaled the record by George Weah, becoming the second African to score at least 10 Serie A goals in 3 consecutive seasons. and I think that goes to show up. That goes to tell about men's quality and the fact that as this guy keeps playing, he will keep improving. So I mean, we've not yet seen the best. We've not seen the best of this guy. Like his best is yet to come.
Yes. Moving forward, straight to number 6 for this week. His name is BOBY ADEKANYE. It's a Netherlands, Nigeria. How do we say it?
Netherlands. He was born in Badon, but he moved to the Netherlands. He moved to the Netherlands in his youth, and he has played for clubs like Liverpool and Barcelona. He played for them. But as
you sabi the guy?
Yes, the first I heard of him was while he was
at
Liverpool.
Okay.
He was doing very well through the ranks at Liverpool, but obviously because of his ambition to play first team football, then made the move to Lazio. I believe in 2020, if I'm not mistaken, Kunle. I think
yes,
that's when
you are right. 2020.
That's when he did. That's when he left Liverpool. And I mean, so far so good for him. He's at a club where he's been given the platform to play regular football. And then, yes, he has been impressive so far. I mean, it will be difficult for him to cement a starting position when he has someone like Ciro Immobile ahead of him. But so far, so good. I like him. I like the type of player he is. But to be honest, in comparison with other Nigerian strikers that we have right now, maybe he's not the best so far. But hopefully we can. Hopefully we can. He will improve. And I don't really care if he doesn't represent Nigeria at this point in time. He can also represent the Netherlands.
Yeah. Of course, yeah. That being said, let's move straight to our number 5 for this week. His name is Brandon THOMAS-ASANTE. His name is Kunle.
Yes, sir.
Which country are we going to say this guy is going to play for?
He's eligible to play. He's eligible to play for either 3 of them.
Wow. England, Ghana, and Jamaica.
Yeah, his father is Jamaican, his mother is Ghanaian, and he was born in England.
Yeah, tell us something about him. I mean,
he's a 24-year-old. He plays for West Bromwich Albion. Yeah, he just joined them this season. He has played for some clubs. He joined from Salford City. Salford City play in League 2. Salford City is owned by a group of Manchester United players that include players like Neville, Scholes, Giggs, and all. At 24, he's still young. The future is still bright for him, and he hasn't really scored much this season. But to score in the FA Cup, the oldest cup competition in the world, is a place where you get noticed, and getting a brace kind of puts him in the spotlight. Who knows? I know his chances of playing for England might be low, but there's always a chance, that Ghana, but that's if he goes higher up the ranks, Jamaica, who knows? So a good one from him.
All right, let's move straight to number 4. His name is Junior Lighton. Is from Republic of Benin. He scored a brace in Nehot's 3-0 Copa de France of 16 win over Grands Villas. Am I right, Kunle?
See, let's just let it pass. Let's let it pass.
That's number 4 for this week, and we are moving straight to number 3. His name is ANASS ZAROURY of Morocco, who scored a brace in Burnley 4-2 FA third round win over Bournemouth. Kunle, which one?
ZAROURY, he was part of the Morocco team at the World Cup.
I remember at the World Cup. Yes,
he was there, but I think he didn't really get to play that much. Even if he played, I think he was always coming off the bench. Now, ZAROURY is a new signing for Burnley. He came from Anderlecht, and he's a player that Vincent Kompany knows very well, because Kompany was the manager of Anderlecht before he came to Burnley. So, and Burnley are doing very well in the Championship. They are top and they are flying high. And ZAROURY, I think he has about 4 goals, or is it 5 goals or 4 assists so far in the Championship. He's really doing very well. So it's a good one for him to, again, the FA Cup, a big occasion. And let's not forget, you are playing a Premier League team, Championship team, a Premier League team. That's definitely going to make all the headlines. So, good one, too.
That reminds me, I think Arsenal will be playing tonight. Am I right, Okwe?
Yeah, they're going to be.
The lineups are out already.
Oh my goodness! Can you tell us, the viewers, the lineup for Arsenal at the moment? What do you have there?
And before I tell you the lineup, I would just like to remind you that this further buttresses one of Arsenal's major issues, and maybe why they might not win the Premier League, or the only thing that will stop them from winning the Premier League. Because this is an FA Cup game, right?
Yeah.
And these are the players starting. So first of all, we have Matona in goal, the US goalkeeper, who has been brilliant so far for Arsenal in the games he has played. He has played so far. In the back four, we have Tomiyasu starting the game again, thankfully, and Kieran Tierney at left back, Rob Holding and Gabriel Magalhaes. So you see, out of Arsenal's best starting 11, the only person that cannot be benched is Gabriel Magalhaes, because he's the only left-footed centre-back at Arsenal. So Arsenal do need to sign a left-footed centre-back, or bring in a left-footed centre-back in Austin Trusty back into the team as soon as possible. In the midfield, you have Mohamed Elneny and Lukonga and Fabio Vieira playing just behind Eddie Nketiah.
And those ones should be able to do the job now.
Of course, but
you
will see the drop in quality or in difference in style of play, because there is no Thomas Partey in the team. And then you have Fabio Vieira as the attacking midfielder, coming in for Martin Odegaard, playing behind Eddie Nketiah, Bukayo Saka, and Gabriel Martinelli. So you do understand why I said in the last show, if I wouldn't mind if both Arsenal get both Joao Felix and Mikhailo Mudryk, it helps to ease the burden on the likes of Saka and Martinelli. But however, there are players on the bench who might get a debut today. First of all, you have someone in Emil Smith-Rowe coming back from injury. That is a huge boost for Arsenal. You have the Brazilian Marquinhos, who can play, who can come on from the bench and play for the first time since his last appearance in the Europa League. And obviously, the young Nathan Butler-Oyediji. So let's see what happens. But we have other big boys on the bench. Ben White is there, Thomas Partey, Martin Odegaard, Granit Xhaka.
Then they call Ben White big boys in the
Yes, he's a big boy. He's the most valuable 50 million
Kunle, help me,
in the world. that is undoubted. The only big name player missing from the bench is William Saliba, and I hope there are no issues there.
All right, let's go to our number 2 for this week. Kunle, this guy, you saw the free kick?
Yeah, I did.
On point.
Nah, MAHREZ is a set piece
pointer
from his
free kick
from his Leicester City days. MAHREZ has been a free kick specialist, and it's no surprise. MAHREZ is a player for the big moments. That's why Guardiola can call him off the bench, he can start, and he's going to get you the goals. The guy is really special.
All right, straight to our number 1. Kunle, you are sick. Don't go anywhere. Our number 1 for this week, no doubt about it. Kunle, you have to tell me something. What is this guy talking about? I mean, Mane DIOUF of Senegal. He scored a hat-trick over the weekend. I mean, talk to me, Kunle, about this DIOUF.
Yeah, DIOUF, a former Manchester United. Yeah, he used to play then, but he's 35 years old now, and he definitely still has the goals in him. I mean, he's playing for Konyaspor, and getting a hat-trick is no mean feat, especially at 35. So I mean, it actually points to the fact that even though maybe this guy might not be playing that at that top level, like when he was at Manchester United, the goals are still there. It shows that the potential that was seen in him that made Alex Ferguson go for him, it shows it's still there, because if it wasn't there, I don't think he would be scoring a hat-trick. Maybe his career would still be over, but at 35, he's still able to play in a decent league in Turkey.
Absolutely.
So I think it still shows that he still got something in him.
All right, guys. Please smash a like on the video. This is how far we can go tonight.
Breaking news is done.
Oh yeah,
Just
tell
before
me.
we leave,
Tell me.
Hugo Lloris has retired from international football for France. So yes, after winning a World Cup and getting to
Hugo
another World
Lloris.
Cup final, yes, he has retired from
Wow.
international football.
Oh, okay.
Hugo Lloris.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Wow.
Does France has any goalkeeper?
Of course. Mike Maignan of AC Milan. He was
For real?
fantastic just before his injury. That's someone who should have been in the World Cup squad, but he was. In fact, I think he was in the World Cup squad, but he just didn't play because he wasn't back to full fitness. But I believe Mike Maignan should be the next undisputed number one goalkeeper for France. You still have the 36-year-old Mandanda, Steven Mandanda, but going forward, I believe Mike Maignan will be the starting goalkeeper for the French national team.
All right, guys, this is how far we can go. I tell you, it's been massive, very, very interesting today. All right, okay, I'm going to relieve you right now since Arsenal will be losing points tonight. Oh, sorry, Arsenal will be playing tonight.
Yeah, I don't know if I should.
All right, Kunle, talk to me. What's up?
I was saying that Oxford United might actually shock Arsenal, but looking at the lineup, I think Arsenal. I thought maybe Ateta was going to use his under 20.
Same here. But to Jesus be my glory.
Oh my goodness. All right, guys, thank you so much. It's been fantastic.
My pleasure.
You. All right, thank
Thanks
you
for
so
having
much,
us.
Ope. All right. Guys, anywhere you're watching from, please smash the like on the video. Drop your comments. Tell us where you need us to be more perfect in any area. We need to put some perfection into our shoes. Massive game tonight, and also we are looking at Man City. The next two games for Man City, they'll be coming to Old Trafford. No time. We're going to do a watch along on that Saturday match on Saturday, 14th January 2023. We'll be welcoming Man City at Old Trafford, and also the next game for Man City. Big game in this January. Man City, Tottenham, and also for Tottenham as well. They'll be facing Arsenal on Sunday. It's going to be another massive game. We'll be doing a watch along. It's a derby match over the weekend. No dull moments over the weekend. Also, Manchester United. My goodness. This January is action-packed at the EPL. Oh my goodness. It's going to be massive. Big up to everybody. Smash the like on the video. This is how far we can go tonight, baby. On this note, massive support. Big up to everybody. Smash the like, subscribe to our channel. This is how we do it. This is how we go. They call me the Dawn of entertainment. Thanks for watching. On this one, I'm going to drop this. Bye for now.